Salutations, my fellow dandies, it's me, Jack Dandy. I was unmuting the Elgato so we could hear the game audio. Jack Dandy. I just said that. We're playing Final Fantasy XIV. This might be a short stream today because I'm starting quite late. I had some guests over today, and they said a bit later than I thought they were going to, and I wanted to stream because I haven't streamed since Saturday, and I won't be able to stream again until Friday. So I was like, let's play some Final Fantasy. Even if it's just a little bit, we can make a little bit of a dent in the Elpis, the storyline, the back to the back. I actually don't know what part of the game this part of the game's called. It's the they don't have like proper names for it when it's not the post. It's the level 86 to 87 quests. Like they have cool names for it when it's the post patch DLC, but when it's just the actual expansion, it's just part of Endwalker. But yes, we have travelled into the distant past in search of Hermes, who is who becomes Fandaniel, who we recently killed. We've also run into Emmett Selk, who we also previously killed, and Hythrodeus. There we go. I keep thinking there's an extra syllable, and it throws me. I keep thinking it's Hythrodeus, but it's Hythrodeus, who we didn't kill, but is dead. He's kind of a sort of walking spirit ghost thing. And Meteon, who is adorable, little energy construction. I'm trying to remember what word they use. Not chi, not chakra. But anyway, yeah, she's adorable. And we're in the past, the unsundered world of Elpis before all the shit kicked off with Zodiac. So let's crack on. Composure regained. Hermes is ready to return to his duties. Yeah, so Emmett Selk and Hythlodius are here to convince Hermes, I think, to take over for the current Fandaniel. I think that's where we are. If everyone is ready, there are a few creations I need to check on. First, we shall return to the spot where we found our wayward Ambystoma. I don't know what that is. Have care when you step outside a hub, for there may be more unruly creatures about. I mean, there are plenty of unruly creatures in the hub. And just like, oh yeah. Here, catch these butterflies, I'll turn them into clothes for you. And they did. I gotta be honest, I almost didn't stream, just because it was a bit of a pain in the arse. The reason being is, the entire time I've been in my flat, I've had the PS5 in my office. However, I've been playing Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, and I was like, I've just spent a lot of money on a big 4K OLED 120 frame hertz TV. I kind of want to play Final Fantasy on that. So I've had it in the living room for the last couple of days. So I've had to unplug it all and bring it back into the office to play this, and I would then have to unplug it and put it back in the living room to play more Final Fantasy, and then I would have to bring it back. Basically, it's unfortunate. I've chosen a really bad time to stream 2 PS5 games, 3 PS5 games. In fact, everything I'm streaming at the moment is on PS5 because I'm streaming Final Fantasy, Death Stranding, and the car game. Oh, and we're not. I just realised I've not put the right glasses on. That's why I'm winking. I was looking at my eyes. I was thinking, why am I winking randomly? And it's because I've got a little behind-the-scenes thing. I have some thick-rimmed glasses, which I wear most of the time, but unfortunately they block my eyes, so the facial capture thing thinks that I'm blinking or closing my eyes all the time. So I have some rimless glasses, which I use when I VTube, so that my eyes are visible. Anyway, what's Hermes doing with this butterfly? Is he doing the meme? Is this a butterfly? This here is a new species of Petaloda we recently set loose. It's been doing very well, managing to maintain a stable existence thus far. If it can see its observation period to end without issue, we shall release it unto the world. Tell me, do you know the difference between living beings and arcane entities? Kind of. It is the presence of a soul, yet the soul isn't something you can choose to have at will. No, it manifests only in those beings whose forms adhere to the laws of creation, that can endure on their own. Beings that do not fulfill this requirement, such as those spontaneously born of magic or natural phenomena, do not have souls. Okay, so primals don't have souls, and yeah, okay, that makes sense. No matter how much it might resemble flora or fauna, if it lacks a soul, then it is considered an arcane entity. So you see, it is not for mankind to decide what is living. That domain lies beyond our manipulation, and it is hubris to assume otherwise. But come, let us head to the nearby beacon. I have received a report that arcane entities have gathered there. We can maybe, I don't know, kill them. Something to do to kind of break up the conversations. So yeah, these guys really were like literally playing God in that they were creating creatures and then being like, yes, this is good. Send it down to the surface. See, this one can have a soul. Send it down for the monkeys to kill. Actually, I don't know if they've actually created any of the sentient races yet. I mean, I guess they created Meteon. Although she has telepathy. We haven't got any dragon people. Wait, do we? Actually, no, we do have dragon people. I don't know. Ah, yes. Lightning Numa, just as the report said. Oh. Okay. Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, I guess these things... Yeah, these things are all over the place, aren't they? Huh. Although we call this structure a beacon due to its form, it's in fact a magical device. By manipulating the balance of elements, it keeps the isle airborne and maintains the climate thereupon. In the course of its operation, it often sees an internal shift towards a given element. Right now, that element is lightning, which draws the Numa here to replenish their ether. No, stream's fine. Yeah, I don't know what it is with Twitch recently. It keeps saying my bitrate is terrible, but everything's fine. So I don't know. I think it's just lying to me. It appears Meteon is busy. Would you care to assist me in her stead and feed the Numa? And she's talking to Hythaladius. Hey, salutations, Stratus. Good to see you. As always, hope you're fine and dandy. By using this lightning converter, you can harness ambient lightning and focus it into a ball. A veritable feast for our dazzling friends. Go on, give it a try. Shoot a Hadouken at them. Oh, I actually need to... Hang on. I actually need to... It doesn't seem to care, Hermes. I like that I have to click on it and then aim. Like, it's not... I couldn't just click on it. That would have been too... That would have been engaging enough. I did it. I also feel like you could have done this, Hermes. It's just feel like you're just giving me work to do to... just to keep me busy. Perfectly done, Jack. Look. The little weird isometric lightning shapes are feeding on their little balls. See how they gather to feed, how they express themselves through their actions despite their lack of words? Speech is not the sole defining characteristic of a thinking, feeling creature, nor is silence an indication they do not possess these qualities. Be it a soulless arcane entity such as the Numa, or an ephemeral life form such as the Petaloda, all seek to perpetuate their existence, to survive. Is Meteon a living being? A good question. I can answer it from a theoretical standpoint, but it ultimately falls to the Bureau of the Architect to pass judgment. She hasn't had her big rubber stamp yet that says alive. Or, I guess not dead, but not alive. Those with exceptional vision, such as Hythaladius, might be able to ascertain her true nature. But to me, it doesn't matter. She is herself, and that is all I need to know. Oh, you finished already? I'm sorry, I was in the way. Oh, don't worry, my dear. They miss nothing of note, and we still have plenty of work for them to observe. You hear that, Jack? The thing I just made you do was worthless. Next we will head east to the Morning Dew. I need to speak with some observers there. Basically, I'm being given a tour of a farm, and given the chance to like pet and feed some of the animals. Is what's happening here. And the farmer is giving me a lecture on like their theological viewpoint about the nature of pigs. Do pigs have a soul? I don't know, but they taste great in sandwiches. I don't know, I don't want to eat a lightning pneuma though. I don't know, it could be quite spicy. Oh hey, it's a gobby. Gobu? Gobu.
Amazing, is it not? The Ampelos, one of our newest subjects.
I may have forgotten what voice Hermes had. Gave him a much deeper voice than I thought.
So, how are we coming along?
If they do have souls, then I'd argue that souls have a flavour because vegan food tastes like cardboard. I could agree with that. Yeah, but then, well, and I suppose cheese. Like I said, like dairy food comes from a creature that has a soul. But rice, though.
This place is Elpis. Those flowers. Elpis.
Rice is delicious. But there is such a thing as soul food.
Entelekis. Like me.
Wait, is Meteon like the flower? Vegan cheese tastes odd, but I could probably get used to it. If I was like, well, actually no. If I was lactose intolerant, I'd probably force myself to get used to it. But if I was lactose intolerant, I would just suffer. I do because I like cheese too much.
And so named for their birthplace.
They're a product of Elpis and named for their birthplace. But isn't everything a product of Elpis? Like all of these things you made here. Why are they not just called Elpis II and Elpis III? That's a ridiculous thing you've done there. The fake meat, I've tried so many of them. I know what you mean. I do quite like the Quorn chicken. Or like the Quorn, the Quorn stuff that's supposed to look like chicken. But that's because chicken doesn't have a very strong taste, and so you can kind of, like, you put some salt and pepper on it, and you mix it in with some sauce. Like, it fulfills the same function as chicken in that it pads a meal, but I'd still rather just have chicken. My friend does exactly that, just eats pizza and shits himself. Yeah, it's what I would do. I'd just be like, look, I'm not going out today. I'm just going to have a big cheesy pizza and then just deal with it, you know?
A happy accident, born of the hands of a former researcher who loved beautiful blossoms.
The thing is, I have heard of people who have, like, tried to wean themselves off of dairy stuff, and then when they've gotten back to it, discover that they've developed a lactose intolerance because they haven't had it for a while. So I'm like, I need to make sure that doesn't happen. So I need to constantly be consuming dairy foods. Like, I need to make sure I have at least, like, something a day that's got dairy in it, just to keep myself topped up.
Unique for how they change colour. to reflect the emotional state of those nearby.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I had one. It died of. It went black and disintegrated from despair.
Though be it here or elsewhere, they are seldom seen in any hue save purest white.
Reflect the emotional state, you say? By what means do they achieve this?
In creation, there exists an energy wholly apart from ether, one driven by emotions.
Leave it with cringe. What you change color based on how cringe-worthy something is.
In like manner to how we manipulate ether, this flower is subject to the influence of said energy.
Oh, you can't watch cringe compilations if you myself die. I see what you mean. Yeah, I'm not a big fan. Like I'm okay watching something if I don't know that it's going to be cringy, but if it's like advertised as being cringy, it's so hard. Like I really like The In-Betweeners as a TV show, but I've only ever watched. I've only watched each episode once because I just can't bring myself to go back and rewatch the episodes knowing that because the entire thing is just cringe. Like it's just they're going to do something stupid, and it's just build up to them doing the stupid thing and then suffering the consequences of doing the stupid thing. And it's okay. I'm okay with that when I don't know what the stupid thing is. But once I know, it just then becomes unwatchable, and I can't watch it again. Like Meet the Parents as well. I watched that movie once, and it was like, that was okay, but I never want to watch it again. It was just too. The cringe was too powerful.
Well, it has no will of its own. It is sensitive to the prevailing emotion in the vicinity, and reacts by altering its color and vibrancy.
After becoming a VTuber, though, I have tried to embrace the cringe a little more, but it's easier said than done. Let me shrink down a couple of levels just so that I'm not covering the subtitles.
Akasha? It is one of the unseen energies defined by Harnish alchemical theory. Though a gross oversimplification, some describe it as an essence influenced by feeling.
It's great they're teaching me all these different terminologies, but they have different names for it, depending on the time period.
Akasha. Though I'm not familiar with the term, your description suggests it is the self-same energy. Dynamis, we call it.
Okay, great. So I need to remember that Akasha is Dynamis.
And those entities like the Elpis flower that have the ability to interact with this energy, converting emotions into tangible phenomena.
Yeah, like a mood bracelet.
Are Antelekis.
Okay, Meteoron is an Enteleki, and Elpis is an Enteleki, and I got a message, I think, from someone. That's unrelated to the terminology.
That's me! That's me! An Enteleki!
Yeah, I think I might be an Enteleki too. I'm not sure. I think they
That you
think
are,
I'm
my
an
dear.
Enteleki.
And no ordinary one at that. But the first, possessed of free will.
Not you. It's probably someone inviting me to join a guild or something. Oh, there's an ether current near me. Oh, do you know what? I completely forgot about the fact
form of
that...
energy other than ether? Dynamis?
I completely forgot about the fact that there are ether currents. Yeah, this is a zone, isn't it?
I've never heard of such a thing.
No, I just made it up. That's what we do.
Hardly surprising. Dynamis cannot be seen, much less felt. And though its existence has long been theorized, we had no proof until the flower's serendipitous creation. What's more, Dynamis is far weaker than ether. Under normal circumstances, its effects are drowned out by the latter. On account of which, beings comprised of and reliant upon the ether, like you and I, are unable to make practical use of Dynamis. 'Tis a truly esoteric thing, known to but a select few scholars.
Intriguing.
Then, given the limitations you described, why create Meteon?
I had a Sunday free.
Our star, Aetheris, is especially rich in ether. So much so that its name is derived from it. However, when we consider all energy in existence here and in the vast space beyond, Dynamis may account for as much as 68.3%. The more abundant form by far. Were we able to control it, we could open the door to limitless possibilities.
It's kind of like hydrogen then.
'Tis not unlike a gently flowing stream, unable to break through the dam of ether barring its path. But if we could imbue the stream with the vigor of a raging river...
I was trying to remember which one. There's like 3. Well, there's 2, and there's everything else. It's like hydrogen is like 60%, and then it's like nitrogen, I think, is the other 39%, and then 1% of the universe, and then 1% is everything else.
Not that I have such grand ambitions.
Not yet.
Nay. I merely wish to create a being that could traverse the great expanse. The relative scarcity of ether beyond the bounds of this star was a concern. And so, I looked to another source of energy by necessity.
Have you tried mulched up dinosaurs?
That being Dynamis. No wonder her ether is so thin.
That's worked wonders for us for like a century. And not much longer.
Precisely.
Yours is thin too. Like an entelechy. Like me.
Hey, well, it's not that thin. I'm like 8/14 of one of these dudes.
So, are we the same? Entelecchies.
If I'm thin, it's because FFXIV didn't do a proper job. I have been known to transcend my limits with nothing but determination. Sure, I don't see why I couldn't be one. I want to do... my instinct is to go with the blaming FFXIV because I think FFXIV will have a funny response. But I don't want to make Meteon sad. Because I don't want to make it sound like she's got low ether because she doesn't have a real job. But I do... I mean, it doesn't really matter. Like, it's not going to matter past this dialogue choice, but... yeah, I'm going to blame Emmett.
Well, aren't we ungrateful? Mayhap I should revert you to the pathetic, faded thing you were.
Yeah, go ahead, Emmett. See what happens to you in the future. I mean, I already killed you. There's no undoing that.
A deficit of ether alone does not an entelechy make. It would, however, make it easier for you to interact with Dynamis.
Excuse me, miss. Please do not use the word thin or thinning near me. I am self-conscious about my hair. No, I'm fine. This isn't a wig.
And limited though its influence may be, this quality could prove the difference between victory and defeat. You'd do well not to underestimate it. Oh dear. I'd forgotten about the poor fella. You must excuse me a moment while I go and verify a few more things.
No worries. Brings me back though. I remember when the Gobu was the first boss I fought in this game. All those years ago. Okay, so Heartbeat has sent me a message that Henlo, English or Spanish, We're looking for members. Again, no French. No, not French wasn't an option. Again, making me doubt your claims to trust that this is the French server. English and Spanish, but no French. Where are they? They must be round here somewhere. Oh yeah, that's the ether current. I don't even need the compass. It's just over here. Be right back pulling up player sensors. Look, I know the data probably says that this is the French server, but I'm just going on my lived experience. Everyone knows anecdotal evidence is the best kind of evidence. Ooh, I get some trousers. Not that I or anyone else would be able to make use of it, even if we knew, but it irks me to discover there's an entirely different form of energy, and no one told me. That personal annoyance aside, Hermes' knowledge is undeniably impressive. Given that there are none among the 14 who specialize in the Celestial, he would be a welcome addition. Assuming he can be persuaded to join, that is. I still can't understand his hesitation. What do you specialize in? Oh, you wish to know why Emmett Selk was chosen for the convocation? I should be glad to share the tale. Ahem. It began when... Not another word. Lest you've forgotten, we're to learn about Hermes, not me. My misspent youth is not your concern. Aww. But I want to learn about you, Emmett. I don't really care about Van Daniel, to be honest. Of all the people I've killed, he's one of the ones I care about the least. My apologies for the wait. I have inspected the Ampelos to my satisfaction. All is well with the creature, and I dare say it won't be long ere it is released unto the world. Another creation, however, reportedly isn't faring so well. The Charbidis. That is what we shall tend to next. If you would follow me, my friends, we shall return to the main isle and head north. You know, I've had Ryunosuke out for quite a while as my minion. I'm going to switch him with... I have Emmett Selk somewhere. I'm gonna pop Emmett out, because I think that's funny. Oh, yeah, Solus. I just think it's funny to have a little Solus running around whilst I'm palling around with Emmett Selk. Right, 6 years ago, Moogle was 42% French. 5 years ago, 43%. 4 years ago, 45%. Slow but steady increase of the French population. I mean, that's convincing, but I mean, it sounds like right now the Spanish population is the one to go for. The second most French server has 25%. Okay, so this really is the most French server then. I just chose it because I like Moogles. Spanish on Moogle is like 3%. Ah, so I just stumbled upon like the one Spanish guild. And they looked at me and went, he could be Spanish. He doesn't look French. I understand there's a problem with one of the Charbidis. Charybdis? Charybdis. I understand there's a problem with one of the Charybdis. Caribdis. Caribdis. The dragon things. Yes, that's right. As you know, these things are based on a sea creature. Owing to adjustments to enhance its affinity to wind, it is capable of flight. The specimens created from the concept could all fly without issue, but a problem arose in subsequent generations. This third generation creature was born with an etheric balance leaning strongly towards water. its aquatic origin reasserting itself, it would seem. The result being its affinity to wind is diminished and it cannot fly. No matter what we try, we can't get it to rise even the slightest bit. Well, you know, light a few candles, put on some nice music. For such change to manifest in so few generations, I fear they are too unstable, flawed. German is 10% and then English. So, if French is 45, and Spanish is 3 and German is 10, then I guess the English takes up, like, most of the rest of the, what, 42%? The French server has the least Germans and the German server has the least French. Yeah, that sounds about right. With your permission, I will revert the creatures and recommend to the Bureau that the concept be revised. With its etheric balance leaning towards water, the Charbidis would indeed struggle to manipulate wind. Yet it is too early to conclude that it cannot fly. Having failed at first, it may simply have developed a fear. I should transform and fly with it, helping it to manipulate wind until it finds its wings. What? You needn't go to such lengths. Go on, I want to see you turn into a bird. You don't know, but of course. Transformation is an art in which one manipulates a vast quantity of ether to construct another body around oneself. It's, you know, like beast form mode in D&D. I'm trying to think of the name of the class that uses it. It's not a sage. It's that thing. In practice, this allows one to assume any conceivable form, and thereby transcend the limits of one's flesh. Yet, convenient though it may be, transforming in the presence of others is considered vainglorious in the extreme, as uncouth and unseemly as running around about robeless. Shameful. It's like, oh, how dare you transform in front of me? There are children watching. Am I to understand you make a habit of this? Nothing of the sort. It's just that, when transformed, I can wield the wind and fly. It may seem excessive, but what is our shame next to the lives of these creatures? They deserve a chance, and we owe it to the druids. That's what I'm thinking of, druids. They deserve a chance. We owe it to them to do all in our power. Be that as it may. Yes, I believe I have a solution. FFXIV. May I trouble you to move that Charybdis away from its fellows, somewhere out of sight? Charybdis. I don't know. I genuinely don't know how this word's pronounced. Meanwhile, I'd like the rest of you to help me prepare here. What mischief are you scheming now? No mischief, I assure you. I would but spare you the need to report to your colleagues that Hermes committed an indiscretion. Can we just chuck a blanket over him? So have a little faith and run along. Imagine how few wars there'd be if men could give themselves breasts whenever they want. Yeah, I mean, it's certainly keep them busy. And yet they still summoned a demon lord and a god. So clearly it didn't solve all their problems. I trust you don't mind. I do mind, actually, yes. I'm going to report this right now, in fact. FFXIV is out of sight. Good. Let's speak of the plan. It's a stroke of genius, really. We have FFXIV train the Charybdis. I'm going to pronounce it differently every time, and then I assume one of the pronunciations will be correct. Aside from being able to fly untransformed, he can readily see ether currents, and with his adept spellcraft, he can also employ suitable wind magics to guide the creature along. While he is indeed capable of all you described, it is not his duty. I am loath to trouble him with it. Don't be. As I mentioned, it would be for his own sake. With that settled, let's begin at once. Jack, I want you to go find Emmett. I want you to go to Emmett's cell. Tell him that you have a favour to ask. He would be disinclined to cooperate at first, but you mustn't be discouraged. With our friend, the trick is to be unflaggingly persistent. Off you go now, and good luck. Chat mode and say, use your keyword on the software keyboard to enter any phrase containing the words I have a favour to ask to indicate to Emmett that you have a request. Okay. Well, let's see what we can do with this. The handful of times the game's made me do this, it's never quite worked first time. So we'll see how this works. Oh, they were losing the ability to grow breasts. I'd summon Satan too. Eh. Yeah, no, fair point. Fair point. Oh, go away, Occupete. Oh, there he is. Oh, he's got some yellow-headed freak with him. Heavens. Well, are your preparations for the scheme that... Are your preparations for the scheme that's clearly not a scheme complete? Okay, so I need to put this in say, and then I need to say... I have... do I have to spell it the American way? Yep. Favor to ask. So I can add I can add other things, can't I? You pompous oaf. Oh, no you don't. I'm not lifting a finger. Ugh, I don't know what Hythlodius is up to, and I will not be made to know. I refuse. If I heard this to believe, relentless insistence may serve to wear down the ever-weary Emmett Selk. It's chat mode and say, alright, please Emmett Selk. Okay, let's do it again. Please. Emmett. Where are the hyphens? There's the hyphen. You forgot a word. Look how I said it. Hang on. Oh, fucking, I gotta retype it. What do you call him? Please MXL Daddy. Yeah, we've got different agendas, I think, Citratus. You clearly like Emmett more than I mean, I like Emmett, but you clearly like him more and in a different way than I do. You insufferable fop.
No, no, no. You are not foisting this nonsense on me.
I don't understand why he's so resistant.
I'm given to understand you have the power to help the Charybdis, and should be quite willing to do so.
Okay, I think I pronounced that maybe 6 different ways, and I don't think Charybdis was one of the ways I pronounced it. I think I went Charybdis, Charybdis. Okay, so Charybdis.
and so I appeal to your better nature, most benevolent Emet-Selch. Please teach her to fly.
Or else Hermes will transform. Right now.
And cause a scene.
Now, there's no need to go quite that far. Altruism is its own reward, as I'm sure he would agree.
I can only assume the transformation is like a magical girl transformation, where all their clothes explode first, and that's why it's like you don't do it in front of people because no one wants to see your danglers, you know, while you're magical girl transforming into a bird or whatever.
Oh, would he now? And who contrived to put me in this position, pray tell?
Nothing so devious. I merely suggested a possible course of action.
Please, Emet-Selch. Please.
Yeah, that's right. Hit him with the puppy dog eyes.
I did not come all this way to play nursemaid to your creations. I'd thank you to remember this favor and let it be the last.
I have one of those. I think.
I will aid it once it has taken to the air. It falls to you to shepherd it skyward.
I'm pretty sure I have one of those. I think it was one of the deluxe edition bonuses. Possibly for this expansion. I can't remember.
Well, let's relax and enjoy the spectacle, shall we?
Yeah, it's got the flowing.
You were wondering why Emet-Selch joined the convocation.
It's got the flowing stuff on it as well.
Truth be told, he wasn't the first choice for the office. I was, on the strength of my ability to see ether. But I declined the offer. For though my vision is exceptional, I am pedestrian in all other aspects. Worse even.
I don't know if you remember when we fight Emma at the end. Did he have one then? Because I don't remember that. There's a few moments when it looks like he recognizes us. Oh, okay. Oh, I do sort of vaguely recall him being like... But I thought he was just recognizing the guy that I'm, like, the sundered soul of. I thought he was just recognizing... Vinat? Is that the guy that I'm sundered from? I thought that's what he was recognizing. Like, he was like, oh, you're that guy. Right, okay. Ah.
Quite abysmal when it comes to manipulating ether, for example. Couldn't transform even if I had a mind to do so. What good is the ability to perceive a problem if one cannot act to address it?
I thought so too. When I played this for the first time, I thought maybe he remembered us. Yeah, I guess it could be either way. Yeah, because I guess this was a really, really long time ago, and this is like quite an inconsequential evening in their lives. So it's totally understandable that he wouldn't remember us. And then just like at the last minute, he's just like, oh, it's on the tip of my tongue this whole time. You were that weird freak who showed up. It was all transparent. I remember now. Sort of my thought at the time, but no clue if I'm right or wrong. Well, I mean, that's. I guess it depends on how much you think that they like think ahead with each expansion, because that was the end of. Was that the end of the main part of Shadowbringers, or was that post? That might have been post-patch. I can't remember. No, because post-patch was Ardbert. So that was the end of Shadowbringers. So I guess it's a question of, were they thinking this far ahead? I mean, I guess they were, because some of this stuff has been hinted for a while, but They've also retconned stuff. I don't know. It's entirely
Emmett
possible.
Selk has no such shortcomings. He excels in vision and manipulation both, the latter to an extraordinary degree. If there is a mage more powerful, I do not know of them.
I know. Actually, no. I was going to say I know a cat girl, but Y'shtola doesn't compare to Emmett. He was way more powerful than Emmett. Like, he clicked his fingers and sucked her out of the live stream. We had to get her sister the last time. It was a whole thing.
Thus did I recommend him for the office in my stead. And I wasn't the only one. Far from it.
They've been hinting DLCs 10 years prior. Yeah, it's entirely... It's not... I don't get the sense that they're making... I mean, probably some of the stuff they are making up as they go. I get the feeling that Hildebrand probably wasn't planned to be more than one expansion, judging by the fact it wasn't in Endwalker, because they were like, oh, we thought people were getting bored of it. But yeah, one DLC is within the scope. There's probably stuff now happening in Endwalker that is hinted at in Dawn Trail, and we'll play Dawn Trail and be like, oh, that's what they were talking about.
Countless others vouched for his skill and character. People the world over, to whom he had previously lent a helping hand.
I mean, definitely in the post-Endwalker DLC, given that that's like actively leading up to Dawn Trail, but...
Oh, how surprised he was. Claimed he hadn't done anything remarkable for anyone. Modest to a fault. He deserved every bit of acclaim he received. Yet he may well have gone unappreciated were it not for a mutual friend. A singular soul who can't help but involve himself in the business of others. Where he walks, excitement is certain to follow. His antics irritate Emmett Selk to no end. But much of his grumbling stems from genuine concern. When our friend calls, he never fails to answer and lend his talents. And in the course of doing so, he himself came to be recognized and respected by those around him. They are truly remarkable individuals, and I'm proud to call them friends. To help them realize their dreams. This will be my greatest contribution to our world.
It's going to be really awkward if he finds out I kill them all in the future.
And when they have fulfilled their respective purposes, so too shall I have fulfilled mine. And together we may return to the star. Look at me, spilling my innermost secrets. I can't seem to help it with you.
I am very approachable, you're right.
I can only assume it is due to the color of your soul. I just don't understand how you can be so alike and yet so different.
Well done, my pet. Well done!
You talking to the Carbadis, or are you talking to Emmett? Hopefully no one tells me you're from the future. Yeah! That would be a faux pas.
Ah, yes. I dare say the Charybdis will be fine hereon. Why don't you go and signal to Emmett Selk? Let him know that his arduous task is at an end.
What do you want me to do? He's flying. But yeah, I assume if it is Venat, I think that's the right name. It would be awkward if Venat shows up and was like, I have no idea who this is. Why do you have my soul? Give it back. And I'm like, no! I need that! Oh, I need a wave. Emerging from his reverie, Emmett notices you and begins to descend with the Charybdis. Oh, you got the whisper too? We're in demand today. That, or they're just messaging everyone who's online. I have no words to express my gratitude. Thanks to you, the Charybdis has learned to fly.
Ah, I can fly! Thanks, I learned to talk too!
And Jack and I could relax and have a pleasant chat. I'm sure you did. The creature needed some small assistance at first, but soon it was flying more or less on its own. I doubt you will need to repeat the lesson. That was truly impressive. I witnessed it all from afar. I observed, troubled. That's what I do, I observe things. The Charybdis flies. I should change my name to Less Troubled Observer. Indeed. With this we've proven that even a creature with skewed etheric balance is capable of flight. Though we helped it to achieve this, the Charybdis is a herd animal. They may well aid their struggling kin in like fashion if and when the need arises. Keeping this in mind, I bid you continue observing them. If that is what you want. If I may say so, rather than hoping an idealistic possibility comes to pass, would it not be simpler to have the concept adjusted? That way we could guarantee that anomalies such as this specimen are never born in the first place. These creatures are already here. We will spare no effort in giving them a chance to survive. As you wish, Chief, as you wish. I just feel like we could make a cooler dragon with a less stupid face. You know, maybe make it glow red instead. Hermes? I'm fine, don't worry. Well, that concludes all of my present tasks. Let us return to Anagnorisis for now. The place by the Aetheryte. Hang on. That one. I'm too lazy to walk. I shall spend 100 to teleport over. I might hit 90 today. I'm very, very close. Do you know what would help? Let me eat a. Let me eat my yogurt. Get that extra 3% XP. What? Want to apologise for forcing me to help, do you? Save your breath. You didn't force me to do anything. I merely chose the most expeditious way to have done with an impediment to our business. Oh, you little tsundere. Thank you for the trousers. I shall wear them under my, Actually, am I allowed to? Like, if I wear these, am I going to get in trouble? I'll save them for later. I'm not doing any combat at the moment. Oh, the creations are happy. That makes me happy too. I'm glad, Meteon. Now give me some shoes. It's quite fun because I'm wearing these robes, so I can wear all the armor in one go once I finished. Tell me, Jack, in the course of watching me, have you learned aught of value? Dynamis seemed promising. Dynamis, you say? Curious as such an obscure phenomenon should be of interest to you. Well, God told me to look at a flower, and so I feel like that's the thread I should be tugging on. Chief Hermes, what good fortune to find you here? Is something the matter? I'm the Lycaon. I'm afraid it's done it again. No sooner did we release one for observation than set upon the nearby occupants, slaughtering them. Was the creature hungry or somehow provoked? I just fed them myself, and the occupants were all keeping a wide berth. It is the nature of the Lycaon that is to blame, their innate viciousness. Temperament aside, is an outstanding creation, perfect in form and function. Though it may not be suited for release, I've no doubt that the Bureau will accept its concept for preservation. In any case, there's no point in postponing the inevitable. Doros will revert them all once the paperwork is in order. Where is the scene of the incident? Over where we keep the thing? Just off the path to the 12 Wonders. As you make your way, you should see it on the left. I don't know if Doros is still there, however. Hermes, wait! He's going to try and find some evidence that it wasn't the creature's fault that it attacked them. And it's going to turn out it's just, no, we just accidentally made a honey badger. And it's just naturally aggressive to everything. If this is part of his work, then I would observe. We follow. Unfortunately, we can't follow very quickly. These robes make it very difficult to run in. Unfortunately, this is the opposite direction in which I'm running, so I will... Well, there's the occupants. I will, I'll go get the ether currents later. This map doesn't seem like the biggest map in the world, so... Although, so I haven't been to much of it. There are still 2 aetherites, although it looks like I'm heading towards one of the other ones. Or at least some of the way. Oh, it's an Yggdrant. It's a little tiny tree. Hello. The lacerations and burns are unmistakable. A Lycaon was indeed responsible. And the creature is nowhere to be seen. Doros must have taken it away. The man makes his base at the 12 Wonders. I shall go and seek him out there. Ahmed Salak and I will search the area for good measure, just to make sure the Lycaon did not escape. My thanks. Let us meet at the 12 Wonders when you have finished. I will go on ahead. Please follow with Jack. Come, come, it's down this path and over the bridge. Alright, well, you guys, bye. Let's go get ourselves a new aetherite. But even still, this is, yeah, quite a small map. I don't think it's going to take me very long to get all the ether currents once I'm able to. Garlemald was annoying to get around. There's that one ether current that was on a bridge, and I just thought, oh, God, I hate you at this game. Like, I was running around trying to find it in the rubble, and I was like, it's clearly here. The compass says it's here, and then it just occurred to me after like 5 minutes. Wait, look up. That's what they say, though. The gamers don't look up. And there is truth to it. I'm just going to go into you, and I'll be back in a second. Ooh. Some nice horses. found the original bronies. It's like we can create any creature in the world. Well, let's make ourselves some unicorns and some Pegasuses then. Pegasi? Oh, there's a current. Hang on, Euron. I'll be back again in a second. Sorry, I keep getting distracted by things. I mean, that's clearly just a griffin. And that's a whale dinosaur, but that's clearly a griffin. I just like the idea that Emmett Selk like came to Earth and found out we'd renamed all the creatures, and he's like, no. Why would you call it that? There it is, the 12 Wonders. Hermes was looking for Doros. Let's look for Doros too. He's a man with long blonde hair, I think. I'll know him when I see him. Ah, yeah. We got Meteon on our team now. Well, there's a dark-haired man, and there's a blonde-haired woman. I'm guessing it's neither of those. Although I do want to talk to them just to see what she says. And I may also have to, I suppose. Once I get back and record today's results, I should finally be able to put that report to bed. Not Doros. This area is long, but the colour is wrong. Okay. What about this one, then? If you're with Meteon, I assume you're on an errand for Hermes. What can I do for you? So sorry, wrong person. We're looking for Doros. Ah, I see. We do have similar hair, so people often mistake us from afar. I hope you find him soon. Blonde-haired man. Yeah, they do have similar hair. Doros, that's Doros. Well, now, if it isn't Meteon, what brings you here? Ah, I thought I heard familiar voices. I didn't realize you two had decided to help me search for Doros. Thank you. You're in charge of the Lycanos, I believe. Where are they now? Out in the fields and restraints. Frenzies as they were, I couldn't well return them to Katisis. Yeah, okay. Once I've submitted my report, I'll see them reverted without delay. It's as he says, the beasts are indeed quite ferocious. You're one of the 14. What brings you here? I was going to say, everyone else seemed to be quite chill about Emmett being here, so it's interesting to see one person actually being like, whoa, you're one of the, like, dudes who runs this place. Nothing you need concern yourself with, as you were. We've heard the news that a Lycion slaughtered okay. As the observer in charge, you are of the opinion that they are not fit to be released. Aye, I am. Their abnormal aggression and exceptional strength makes for a highly problematic combination. It matters not where they are released. Lycanos would threaten other species and upset the natural order. Could it be that the specimens observed are an outlier? Highly unlikely. We've created a good many of them, all exhibited the same tendencies. Even when we used Kairos to begin with a fresh slate, their behavior was unchanged. Kairos? A memory reconfiguration system. The chief himself created it. It allows us to erase or alter memories so that we may observe creations in different environmental conditions without needing to remake them from scratch. Quite impressive, and potentially dangerous. Depending on the intensity of the etheric emissions, Pashtarot may wish to have words with you. Rest assured, I've kept all values within prescribed limits, and to prevent misuse, its applications are limited to those authorized by the Chief Overseer. Do not misunderstand. To manipulate a subject's memories is an intrusive act I deeply abhor, but it is still preferable to execution. Come now, Chief, let's not be so melodramatic. What was born of ether is simply being reduced to its original state. I know the distinctions concern you, but we mustn't lose sight of the bigger picture, making rational choices for the sake of a more prosperous star. If the creation cannot be properly studied even with the aid of Kairos, we remake it. If the creation is deemed a detrimental existence, we unmake it. It is all for the greater good, and none question the necessity of such routine processes. I'm pretty sure he questions it. I understand these things, I do. I would never think to unleash a clear and undeniable threat onto the world. You changed your tune over a few millennia, Fandaniel. Yet insignificant though their individual lives may be next to all creation, it is all of the Lycanos have. Before we seal their fate, we owe it to these beings to exhaust all options, to ensure that nothing has been overlooked. If you insist, let me provide you with a full report, and we may take it from there. Would it be possible for us to attend the discussion, that FFXIV may better carry out his duties? By all means. Pray show them to the meeting room. FFXIV wishes to see these Lycanos, to see whether they're cool. If they're cool, I may allow them to live. Must be a different Hermes to the one I know revels in wanton murder. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's something, you know, it's incredible what a few thousand years does to a person. To man, other beings are just things, to be used and controlled like magic. That's what Hermes told me once. Have some shoes. Thank you. I fear the discussion may take a while, during which time... Meteon, are you feeling unwell? It's not me, Hermes, it's you. I won't go to the meeting. I'll stay with Jack. Loath I am to impose. May I leave Meteon in your care again? Absolutely! I'm in your debt. If you'll excuse me. Can I find some way to bring her into the future and induct her into the Scions? I'll trade you. You can have Alphino. Can you help me with something, Jack? The meeting will make Hermes sad. I want to cheer him up with a flower. Hermes likes flowers the most of all the creations in Elpis. Most creations are expected to be interesting or beautiful or strong, better in some way. But flowers are different. They're designed to suit our emotions, what we feel and want to convey. Hermes likes that. I can't make flowers, so I'll search for one, and I want you to search with me. Let's start here at the 12 Wonders. Alright. Let's find a flower then. Oh wait, that's not the... Keep leaving her here, I'm a doctor. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I got big uncle vibes with Meteor. I will happily trade Alphino and or Al. I know I like Alisei. I'll trade you Alphino. Alisei will, I think, enjoy having a little sister. Vibrant purple flowers bigger than your hands adorn the tree. Oh, so big and bright, I love them. But they might be too bright. You have to think of the recipient. That's what Hermes said. Okay. Or how about this slender tree? It can chase us through a group of men. A tall, slender tree rises before you. You crane your neck to look for flowers. No flowers. There were apples. We could have covered them in syrup. Let's head outside next. Don't worry, we won't wander far. Meteor is very wise. She's absolutely right. If there were apples, we could cover them in syrup. She's wise beyond her years. Do you know, I just did a flower collecting quest in Final Fantasy VII Rebirth as well. I guess it's just They just like collecting flowers in Final Fantasy games. An array of beautiful flowers grow in the bed, their mix of colours forming a pattern. These would be better for Hermes, but they're hedged in. That means we shouldn't touch them. They're either under observation or poisonous. Any other place should be fine, though. Let's keep looking. Any other place should be fine, apart from the 2 other places we've already looked. I mean, this thing's alive. Set on a tall, thin stalk, the oddly shaped flower is mesmerizing in its undulations. Ah, carnion, a flower that can move. When Hermes wasn't looking, it shot seeds at him. Not a good gift, maybe. But you're good, Jack, at spotting flowers. We'll find something soon. I am good at spotting flowers. It's one of my many talents. Do you want to make a flower crown? What about that thing? Should we give that thing to Hermes? You spy nothing promising nearby. At best, common-looking grasses with some few tiny flowers. Nothing around here. Ah! Over there, Jack. Something big, huge. Okay, well... Oh, I was kidding, but she actually does want to pluck the Marlborough. The terrible stench reminiscent of sodden old boots pervades the air. Without a doubt, the culprit is the Marlborough-like creature before you. It's an Adonis. The thing... No, it's a Marlborough. Morbid. So many different names for the same thing. The thing around its mouth looks like petals, but the flowers are the orbs on its head. When Hermes inspected it, it swallowed him up. He didn't leave his room for days. What do you think, Jack? Would you like it? It's probably not the good sort of memory. No, not this one either. Finding a good flower, it's harder than I thought. I'm sorry, Jack, but could we search a little more? Maybe as far as the fields over there? I'll pick something after that, I promise. No, it's fine. I'm happy to run around and pick flowers with you. Honestly, compared to the normal busy work they make me do in this game, this one's not so... I don't mind this one. Nice bouquet of stinky rot flowers that pukes on you to boost your morale. Maybe if this was a Souls game, that's the sort of bouquet people would like, I think, in that game. Lush green fields stretch out before you, ending where the sky begins. Oh, there's nothing. A shiny thing over there. What could it be? Oh, well, here we go. Some Elpis. Oh, Elpis flowers. They're here too. Hermes likes and dislikes them at the same time. Like me, they're entelechies. Like me, they feel his pain and turn dark. That's only for Hermes, though. For others, they're always white and bright. So Hermes is the source of despair. I mean, that makes sense. Because in the future, he is literally the source of the despair. So, yeah, okay. Full circle. Truly, the flower was dark in your home? Then, do you have it too? A dark emotion? Plenty, but... I've known the pain and sorrow of loss. Horseship on. My boy! I see. Hermes has known the same. The feeling that a part of you is gone. Again and again, but no one notices. Please, Jack, won't you lend it to me? Your pain and sorrow. I want you to make the flower dark in front of Hermes. Alright, do you want me to write some angsty poetry? What do you want me to do? He has been in a dark place since before he created me. He needs to know that he isn't there alone, that others are sad too. Can I suggest... I got a website. Has he tried LiveJournal? Or maybe Tumblr. I think a Tumblr probably would work quite well. Truly, you'll do it. Thank you, Jack. Thank you. It means more to me than I can say. I can't wait to see how Hermes reacts. Let's go back and fetch him. Should I pluck the flower? I mean, it still works after you've plucked it. Go away. I'm not wearing proper combat clothes at the moment, so if anything attacks me, I might be in trouble. Seems they're still talking. Let's wait until they've finished.
Hermes!
Oh. You were waiting for me.
You've finished talking?
Yes. We've come to a decision. My thanks for keeping Meteon company.
No worries. Pleasure.
Emmett Selk and Hythlodaeus have already retired to their rooms.
Hythlodaeus. I will eventually remember how Hythlodaeus' name is pronounced in time for him to disappear from the plot. And
There is room for you too, if you would follow me.
never be mentioned again.
Wait! I want to show you something first.
Elpis flowers?
Go on.
I just need to. I just need to think the opposite of happy thoughts. Just think of sad things. Rooster Teeth got shut down. I don't really care about that. Channel my inner emo. Just trying to think. Crawling in my skin. I tried so hard and got so far. And in the end, it doesn't even matter. We're gonna get in the mood and fly away. Maybe if I can't fix things with a flower. I'm not good at being emo. I made them purple. Hang on. I'm not being emo
You're
enough.
not the only one, Hermes. Others feel sad too. You're not alone.
Oh, that's not the colour that the flower in my time turned into. That's.
I see Meteon has shared much with you. May we talk a moment?
I don't know why I was so surprised. Like, it's you. It's like we knew it was Fandaniel. That's saying that we didn't. He doesn't look like Fandaniel because he took over what's his chops' body. Oh, I spooked a hedgehog. Alright.
I do not think it wrong that we live for the star, that we strive to make it a better place.
By the way, the Square Enix shop sells the Asian masks now. You can be an Asian IRL. Oh, that's kind of cool. I do. There is some cool stuff in the Square Enix store sometimes, and there also a lot of rubbish. Like, I go in the store quite because I order most of my Final Fantasy VII Play Arts figures from there when they come up, and I look at see what other stuff's in there, and it's just like they create like plushies of just like the most random monsters from Final Fantasy, and it's just like who would want a plushie of this thing? It feels very much like they're just kind of throwing shit at the wall to see what sticks with their plushie choice. Unrelated note, I pre-ordered. I think I have paid for it in full as well. I pre-ordered the what do they call it? It's not Play Arts. It's the other one. Bring Arts. I pre-ordered the Bring Arts Cloud Strife figure. The one that actually looks more like his original Final Fantasy VII incarnation. And I thought it was supposed to come. I thought it was supposed to come at the end of the year, and then it didn't come out. And I checked the website, and it said, "Oh no, it's due March or April, I think." And I was like, "Oh, okay. I guess they pushed the release date back." And then I saw someone complaining about the figure. And I was like, well, how are you complaining about the figure when it's not out yet? And then I checked, and apparently it did come out. And people have it. And it's also apparently not very good. The leg keeps coming off. So, I guess, I don't know if maybe I just got like... I don't know if maybe it just hasn't come out in Europe yet, and it's come out in America. And maybe, I'm just waiting for the Europe batch to come out. But... I mean, it better come out, because I really want... What I want is I really want, because I've got the Legend of Zelda Link Between Worlds Figma, and it's the same scale as the Bring Arts Cloud figure, and that has been basically my dream since like 1997 of having a Zelda figure, a Link figure, and a Cloud figure in the same scale that are both posable. Because there's been some figures that are a similar size, but they've always had really terrible articulation. So it's nice to have two figures in the same size articulation so I can pose them together. Are you saying you wouldn't buy a $2,000 FF14 themed vinyl turntable? No. Nor would I buy a $1,000 like Y'shtola doll thing that doesn't look anything like Y'shtola. Like, I looked at that thing and I just thought, what is the market here? Who buys this shit? Like, it doesn't look anything like the character it's supposed to be a thing of. And it's also $1,000. Or, I think it was £1,000. I think it was like, yeah. Like, who is this shit for? That said, I was very tempted to get the, like, 230 quid figure of Jack Garland from, which is basically just a figure of Garland from Final Fantasy I, because I was really into Stranger of Paradise, or Stranger to Paradise. See, whatever it is, at the time, and it's a sick figure, but I just couldn't justify spending that much money on an action figure. Yeah, who would buy these? I bet they're huge nerds. Oh, please don't tell me you spent you bought the $1,000 Y'shtola doll. Or the $2,000 FF14 themed vinyl turntable.
And yet, in carrying out my duties here, there are times when I am plagued by doubt. Do you recall what Hythlodaeus said when we first spoke of my nomination?
I don't know any doll figurine or other anime much. Oh, I thought you would have owned. Did you have some before the? Do you just not not buy merch generally, or was it just lost in the fire? Because I buy merch, but I there's a line where I'm like I can't really justify spending more than 100 quid on like a single thing. And even then, I very rarely spend that much money on a single thing. The Final Fantasy VII Play Arts figures are, I think, the most expensive thing I buy on the regular. And I'll be honest, it's gonna be difficult. I'm gonna buy them now because I've got 6 of them, so I only need to get Yuffie, Cid, Vincent, and Kate Sith, and I've got the full team and Sephiroth. That's all I need. Because I bought the other 6 when I was a bit more flush and I had a bit more disposable currency, so I'll buy them to finish the set. But it's gonna be, I mean, they're gonna go on the credit card. Let's put it that way. It's not food or entertainment I do not buy. That's fair enough. That's fair enough. I will say that's probably a smarter way to live. As much as I like all of my collectibles, I do have a lot of tat. And having recently moved, it's such a ball ache. Like packing everything up. And like that unboxing stream I did on Saturday, all the boxes are still just piled up in my office because I just can't be bothered to go through it all and find homes for everything, or put the stuff that I'm going to sell away properly. It's just piled up, taking up space at the moment. I'll go through it eventually, but yeah, it's. I think you've got the right of it.
Death is the privilege of those who have fulfilled their purpose, a choice they embrace of their own free will, and when they depart, it is always beautiful.
I don't know, not all the things I've killed have had a beautiful end.
Perhaps it is. But only for man. Creations that he deems useless are discarded with nary a second thought. Some scarcely born into the world, afforded a handful of breaths before life and potential are abruptly extinguished. We make an effort to spare them the pain. They sense what awaits. Rage and anguish and cower and fear. And it is not beautiful.
Well, maybe don't tower over them with in black robes and masks, you know? Maybe dress in a way that's less intimidating to the poor creatures.
Yet no one cares. No one. So fixated are we upon the duty that we do not pause to question the method.
I mean, I understand your concerns, but I also feel like your way is probably a lot better than the natural selection way, where animals are like hungry and starving and have to constantly fight for like territory and food, and like if they get an injury they just like bleed to death or get infections and things like that, and it's just weeding out the ones that are born with mutations that make them more likely to survive in any given environment. Like, I mean, the end result's neat, but it's a very long and gruesome process. Your way's a lot less arduous. When I moved, my bedroom is 2 boxes, a bed, 2 desks, and a TV. Yeah, I think you've definitely got the right way of it.
Pain and suffering, confusion and despair, writ plain in the eyes of those poor creatures.
Like, again, I like having all my little knickknacks and things on display. But at the same time, cleaning is also a bitch. Like, I've only got really space. I've got one stuff. I've got all the like little stuff in a glass cabinet, so that stops it from getting dusty. But all the stuff that's out on shelves and stuff, I have to constantly dust and clean. Otherwise, they just accumulate dust and they get bleached by the sun, and then I have to dye them in peroxide or something. And it's enough. Like, I'm quite happy where I'm living at the moment, but a few years down the line, I might want to, I might have some more money coming in. I might be, this might be a situation where I want to get a bigger place, and the thought of packing up all of my like collectibles and knickknacks and putting them into boxes and stuff is enough to make me go, I'm not going to bother. I'll just die here. I'll just live here for the next 40 years. That's fine.
yet no one sees. We turn a blind eye and carry on in blissful ignorance. Nor to miss. And always, always the blossoms shine pure and white. A contradiction so blatant I could scream, want to scream. How can you all accept this aberration? Then I wonder, am I the aberration for thinking thus? And I am filled with dread. But now I know I'm not alone. Not the only one for whom the flowers weep. I won't ask what you thought as you kneeled beside the Elpis. Or if you only did it at Meteon's insistence.
I just thought about how much I hate you in the present.
Nevertheless, I thank you. To know that you too have experienced suffering is a comfort.
Well, I mean, I know misery welcomes company, but that's a dick way of putting it. It's like, do you know what? I do feel sad, but knowing that you're sad too, that makes me happy. It's like, that's not the compliment. I don't know if it's even a compliment, really, but you're welcome. Oh, I could tell you all about suffering.
Lest you misunderstand, I derive no pleasure from your pain.
Oh, I did misunderstand.
It's just the fact that you are still here in spite of your suffering gives me heart.
You caused quite a lot of my suffering. Yeah, you are in the future the direct cause of suffering for me and many other people, like an entire empire of people.
The stars in the heavens. Know you what they are?
Yeah, big balls of gas.
Though it is too far to tell, each glittering light could be a world not unlike Aetheris. A world filled with life.
All the stars in the sky are enemies.
So many stars, so many lives. For us, there may be no higher purpose than to live for our world. But what of the other living beings out there?
Unless it's the end of the Gurren Lagann, in which case all the stars in the sky are friends.
What is it that gives their lives meaning? That drives them day after day after day?
Well, some of them have got this thing called Blitzball. In fact, honestly, a lot of them have different card games. You know, Triple Triad, Queen's Blood, the other one.
To pose that question to our undiscovered cousins, I created beings of Dynamis, who can traverse the vast emptiness between the stars. Meteon and her sisters.
I'm really enjoying Queen's Blood in Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, by the way. They've really... It's kind of... They kind of fleshed it out in a way that I wish Triple Triad had. In that, like... It's a similar sort of thing in that it's, you know, it's a card game that you go around, you fight NPCs, and they give you cards. But the NPCs are all, like... They got, like, wild personalities, and there's always this, like, Yu-Gi-Oh! Style face-off with everyone that you challenge. Plus, it's written into the actual plot of the game a bit more. Like, it's still optional, but also, like, you should do it. Considering what we know about dragons, I doubt any of these stars have life on them. Dragons took refuge in Arwa because it's the only place they could find in the whole ass universe, if I recall. Yeah, but I mean, you know, dragons haven't been alive that long. It's a big universe. We were just the first one they found. There could be another planet. I mean, the rabbits are...
sisters.
The rabbits are really hoping on counting on the fact that there's other planets that we can live on, because they built a whole moon to... Well, the rabbits didn't. Heidelin did. Built a whole friggin' moon rocket in order to find one of the other planets.
She has a great many of them. And they have already departed on their journey, traveling to one star and then the next in search of life.
Oh, okay. So they stick him in a rocket Superman style and fly him off into... That must be upsetting for her sisters to, like, they find a planet and then just be like, well, there's no life here. Does the rocket have a return function, or am I just here now? Am I just going to be stuck here until I run out of, I don't know, food, energy? I don't know what powers me.
As one might expect, exploration on such a grand scale is rife with difficulties, and thus far I've naught to show for it. But I have faith that we will make some manner of discovery ere long.
No rocket. She is the rocket. Ah, that's convenient.
And when we do, I should be glad to share our findings with you, in gratitude for your kindness.
See, I know that you're not being literal, but in my head, when Meteon's time comes to explore space, she's gonna blast off into the sky, and her legs are gonna detach, and then her skirt is gonna become like the main thruster, and she's just gonna fly through space.
It's getting rather late. We had best find our beds. It would not do for both of us to be sleep-deprived on the morrow. Come, Meteon. Let us head back.
All right.
Oh, but I want to play with the firefly some more. Oh? Jeez. Found a curious floating island. Where are we? Let's do a couple more quests. Yeah, this gives me the hand gear, and then I think the next quest gets me another teleporter thing. An all too brief interlude, perhaps, but it is time I attend to my next task. As Emmett Selk and Hythlodius... God damn it, I've already forgotten how to pronounce his name. Hythlodius are aware. We reached a verdict regarding the fate of the Lycaonians. 7 were created for observation, and all 7 must be unmade. Doris has followed the correct protocols, and as Chief Overseer, I can find no fault in his judgment. Lycaonians will disrupt the natural order, ravaging and consuming other species until they themselves starve and perish. They cannot be released onto the wild, and they cannot be allowed to remain here in Elpis. I intend to petition the Bureau of the Architect to have the concept preserved as a restricted purpose hazardous life form. Hythlodius has pledged to support me in this endeavour. Yet whatever the Bureau decides, the existing Lycaonians have served their purpose. Doros has already isolated the creatures and preparing to carry out the necessary measures. I will join him forthwith. It is my duty to witness the conclusion to this study. If you are resolved, then we have but to accompany you. Just look at the little one. Of course. Let us be off then. We return to the main aisle. Where are we going? Oh. Sup, hippo ho. I'll come back later and do your quest, because I assume that'll give me a an ether current. Check. No, I probably need to finish all the quests in this area before any triple triad stuff will unlock. It doesn't make any sense that there would be triple triad here, but I hope there is, because I really want a Meteon card. I go back to the Scions in the present day and go, look! I got these really rare ancient cards. Hi, Doris. You good? Oh, these things are sick. Why would you want to kill them? Wait, hang on. There's only 4 here. Where are the other 3? Doris, are you hurt? What happened here? They caught me off guard. I had them bound with ethereal shackles, but they became frenzied, even more so than usual, and broke free. I was able to stop 4. The other 3 escaped. I see them. 2 have taken to the air above the 12 Wonders. And the last is up ahead, lurking in the fields. You and Jack handle that one. The pair in the sky you can leave to me. If this is how it must end, then so be it. I will render assistance to FFXIV, unneeded though it is. I just like to try and pretend to be useful. Emetion, you are to stay here with Doris. But Hermes, I want to see you kill the thing. The Lycaons must be reverted. I would spare you their pain, and mine. This is my burden, not yours. But if you're intent on helping, then please follow my lead. Can I just stay here with... Meteor? Stay with Hermes, Jack. He will need someone when the time comes. Yeah. Should I put on, like, proper clothes? Because I can't imagine my item level is very high at the moment, if we're going to have to actually fight this thing. Like, I'm just wearing the robes. I haven't actually glamoured. Let's see what happens. It's been a while since I've died. Hermes is like, where is it? I appreciate your help, and lament that it is necessary. There it is, our quarry, within striking distance at present, but if it feels threatened, it may well flee beyond our reach. Here is my plan. You will approach slowly in full view, and draw the Lycaon's attention. Now, I warn you, its abilities are as fiery as its temperament. Once it spots you, it will unleash orbs of flame. Fear not, by my measure you are more than equal to the task. Withstand the onslaught for a few brief moments, and that will give me time to catch it unawares. Ready? Then let us begin. Let's go, loser! Oh yeah, I'm taking quite a bit of damage with these ropes on. Hang on. When are you gonna help, by the way, Hermes? This is way harder than if I just wore proper clothes. God, all my skills are so rubbish. Back up. Almost got it. Oh, come on. Oh, this is so irritating. Can I, like, leave combat and put on some proper clothes? Dang, I can't put on proper clothes during combat. Thanks, Stratus. I kind of neglected like how rubbish my abilities would be without proper clothes on. I thought it would just be my damage would be there he goes, driving off in his car. Man. Stop being cooler than me. You mysterious wandering chicken man. But yeah, I kind of thought, oh, it'll just be my like defense that'll be affected. But I forgot. No, it affects like all of my abilities having proper clothes on.
Oh. Forgive me. Please, forgive me. May you and your kin find peace.
No.
Wherever your souls may drift in the underworld, may you find tranquil seas. Be not forgotten, in concept endure, to reclaim form and one day live again. Serve not the star, or any purpose save your own. Live again, if that be your desire.
It was like, this is raising a few flags.
Hate, if that be your want. We are worthy. But leave your suffering behind. Lay down your burdens, be born anew. Fly high. Fly free.
Don't worry, Hermes, like 5 million years from now, I'll fight one of them in a cave. So they will live on. Oh, okay, I have fought one of these things. I did wonder. They looked cool, so...
Join the convocation, Hermes.
Oh, as far back as Aram Reborn, was it?
You do not
Dang.
belong here.
Leave to replace another. To be replaced. It changes nothing. Tell me, do you think it right that we sacrifice all these lives for the sake of the star? And when the star has reached perfection, what then? If all who are satisfied choose to die, shall we all die in satisfaction? I do not know. Were I to take up the seat of Fandaniel, it would be tantamount to approving my predecessor's death. I do not know if it is right.
Fenrir's
And to be
nice
torn
version of
by
these
such
guys.
thoughts.
Oh, neat.
I do not know if I am fit to represent mankind.
That is cool, but there's also expecting a lot for like,
Hermes!
most players to remember that far back, I think.
Please don't be angry. It hurts so.
I mean, my memory was terrible, though. I remember the Gobu. I remember fighting
Forgive
one
me.
of those. That was memorable, though.
If you would still consider me in spite of everything, I beg some time to gather my thoughts. Meanwhile, Hythlodaeus, I fear I must trouble you to attend to the others.
They probably don't expect people to remember
Tis
this.
no trouble at all.
I guess
Take
it's
as
one of
long
those,
as you require.
one of those sort of cool little Easter eggs that if you notice, it's cool, but if you don't...
And you, my friend, I pray you find that which you seek.
Yeah, honestly, I'm still not entirely sure what I'm
I
here
expect
for.
we have some few matters to discuss. Shall we return to the 12 Wonders for a time?
Aye.
Man, every time I see Emmett in this version, he just looks so much like a Kingdom Hearts character. Like, he just looks so much like Xehanort or whatever. It's silly. Since Fenrir used to be much harder, people would wipe a lot, so it was more memorable. Now it's much more easy. Oh, it was an actual boss, was it? That shows. I mean, my memory's terrible anyway, but it just shows how much I remember it. The other Lycaons have been taken care of. The incident is resolved, and life in Elpis continues as normal. Or ends, as the case may be. Rationally speaking, I understand Hermes' argument. No matter how well deserved the rest, there is a pang of sadness when a colleague leaves us. Yet, never has a departure caused me such grief as Hermes appears to feel. What must it be like to experience such torment? Anyway, here's some gloves. Hang on, let me open up the gloves. Hand. And then I've got everything except the headgear, which I'm not going to wear anyway, but let's put everything on and see what I look like. Oh, that's actually quite cool. I like the furry bits. Can I dye it? This is the important question. Yeah, that looks pretty cool. I like the look of that. I don't know about this pink bit on the side, but I mean, I think that'd be cool if it was just like white. But I do like the eagle on the skirt. That's kind of cool. Boss at the end of the Snowcloak dungeon, the second to last dungeon of Around Reborn. Nope. Genuinely drawing a blank. I mean, I must have done it, obviously, if it's part of the main scenario quest, but no. Absolutely drawing a blank on it. I wonder if I have the triple triad card. Because Fenrir kind of sounds familiar, which makes me think I might have the card for it. Or not. It'd probably be around here if I had... Oh no, there's Fenrir! Massive horehound beholden to Lady Iceheart, with its shimmering hide reminiscent of pale moonlight and a demeanour just as cold. This imposing beast was named after the legendary spirit hound Fenrir. Ice cave when you chase, you sail around Camp Dragonhead and Caerthus. Yeah, I vaguely remember that part of the game, but I don't remember fighting Fenrir. I mean, I got this card. I got the card from the dungeon. So, I've definitely done it. Well, that's good. That'll be, I could show Fan Daniel this card and go, look, this thing does survive and it comes back. It's blue, but look, they came back and they made merchandise of it. That's something, right? I mean, that would be confessing that I'm from the past or future. That they're from the past, which probably would blow my cover a little bit. So maybe not. Anyway, we'll call it a day here. I know it's a short stream, but I unfortunately started late because I was being social today for a change. But I'll try and start a little earlier next Wednesday so we can get out. I was healing you during that dungeon so we didn't wipe, so you missed out on getting murdered. I mean, that doesn't narrow it down, Stratus. You did that. That's a lot of dungeons where until we started hitting like the NPC dungeons. That was quite a lot of the dungeons where you kept me alive. I know, being social. I don't do it very often. It's draining, but it's nice. It's nice on occasion. And Wednesday was the only day they could both be free. So we had a little natter and a catch up, and they stayed a bit later than I haven't eaten dinner yet, so I'm starving. I'm gonna go and make some cheese on toast. I think just something. I can't be bothered to make anything more complex at 1 a.m. But yeah. But I wanted to stream something today because I haven't streamed since Saturday, and I can't stream tomorrow, so I didn't want to be like. I just didn't want to leave it all week. Plus, I was looking forward to some more Final Fantasy XIV. I'm in the part of the plot where it's intriguing because I don't quite know where they're going with it. So I'm interested to sort of find out what the point of all this is. So maybe we'll find out next Wednesday, because we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Maybe we won't find out next week. Maybe sometime in the next 2 weeks we'll find out what the deal is with all of this Alpis nonsense, and it will all start to make sense. But no, I will be back on Friday, and I will stream probably some Death Stranding, because that was what I was going to stream on. No, that wasn't what I was going to stream on Monday. I was going to do Lego on Monday, and I couldn't be bothered. I don't really want to do it on a Friday, though. Maybe Saturday. But yeah, I'll probably play some Death Stranding on Friday, because we haven't played it for a little while. I got through an Endwalker on day one because I want to know how it ends. Yeah, to be fair, that was my intent with Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. I booked Monday and Tuesday off work with the intent of being like, okay, I'm just gonna binge through Final Fantasy VII so that I can see the ending and become spoiler-proof. And I didn't get as much chance to play it as I thought, because I then made social plans today, and I was like, well, I best make sure my flat is clean and tidy. And that was why I did the box opening stream on Saturday, because I was like, I should probably get these last few boxes opened up so that I could put them away, and that didn't happen. But I have got the flat. The flat is now the tidiest it's been for a while, so that's good. But the result is I only been able to put in like about sort of 25. I think I'm like 25 hours in Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. I've just finished the Costa del Sol. I don't know where that is in the scheme of things, but I obviously know where that is in the original Final Fantasy VII. So I know the next bit. Looking forward to getting to the gold source. So apparently that's a highlight. Death walking, death stumbling around, death Amazon delivery, although dropping packages around. Yeah, it's all accurate descriptions of the Norman Reedus simulator. I think we'll get to see Conan O'Brien in the next section. I'm pretty sure he's in the next area, and we'll also, depending on how we get on, get to the point of the game where I stopped playing. So I will no longer have any idea. I mean, I only barely have an idea what's going on, but I will get to the point where I will have no idea what's going to happen either. So that's exciting. And then yeah, see if we can polish it off before Death Stranding 2 comes out. Or, well, actually, what I want to do is polish it off before Dragon's Dogma 2 comes out on the 22nd, because I want to play Dragon's Dogma 2. So I want to finish Death Stranding and Pacific Drive. I do want to play some more of that game before Dragon's Dogma 2 comes out, and then play some Dragon's Dogma 2. If I had the money, I'd also get Princess Peach, but I just can't really afford to buy both games, so we'll maybe play Princess Peach in April. Because I don't think there's anything coming out in April that I want to play, fortunately. Or May, really. So we might use April and May to catch up on some stuff, or play some older games. Because I guess it depends how long Dragon's Dogma 2 is. The only Conan I care about is the Barbarian. This is Conan O'Brien is a better Conan than the Barbarian. Like, Conan the Barbarian's great, don't get me wrong, but Conan O'Brien's a pretty cool dude. Like, everything I hear about Conan O'Brien, and I think he's just genuinely a very funny man, but also he just seems like a really nice guy. I didn't hit level 90. I just realised that's a shame. I bet if I did one more quest I could, but I'm not going to. I'm going to eat some cheese on toast. I forgot Dragon's Dogma 2. I missed the Dragon Dogma MMO. Yeah, I heard someone was complaining because apparently the number of like special classes isn't that much higher, and they also took out a couple of special classes. But next quest is a bit long too. Okay, but that's more than enough reason for me to stop here. We can do the long quest next Wednesday. But yeah, I'm looking for, because I only played a little bit of the original Dragon's Dogma, and it was one of those games where I did enjoy it, but I guess just wasn't really in the mood for it. I don't know what happened. It was like one of those games where I was like, I quite like this, but for some reason I just didn't end up playing after like 2 or 3 hours. So I'm looking forward to playing Dragon's Dogma 2, and it's nice to play a game. I haven't played a game for a while with a creator character, so it's just be nice. I mean, Final Fantasy 14 notwithstanding, it'll be nice to create my own dude and also create my pawn. I can create a waifu to assist me. It'll be nice. It'll be fun. Or maybe we'll get Sir Dandelion out of retirement. Next few quests. Okay, so I shall settle in. Yeah, I'll settle in next week. But, yeah. So that's the 22nd. What were we on, the 7th? So, yeah, I've basically got 2 weeks to finish off Death Stranding and Pacific Drive, which I think is possible. And I still want to play... I've still got, like, Nier Automata and Dragon Ball Kakarot. There's two games that I do want to play that are just kind of, like, swimming around in the back of my head. I do want to play both of those at some point. Especially because the last DLC on the expansion pass came out for Dragon Ball Kakarot, so they've now got the epilogue, which is interesting, because there's not a lot that happens in the epilogue of Dragon Ball Z, but I guess they got to set it at some point. A perfect waifu, a waifu who answers to your orders. Exactly! And I can also lend her to other people, and she can come back with money and rewards and experience. I think that's how the pawns in Dragon's Dogma works. That's how I remember them working in the original Dragon's Dogma. Yes. So that would be nice. I would try and make a very desirable waifu pawn who will greet me at the beginning of each stream with riches and gold. Is it 22nd Friday? Yeah, it is. So yeah, we'll play Dragon's Dogma on the Friday when it comes out. And yeah, and then I don't think there's really anything till June after Dragon's Dogma, which is the Elden Ring DLC. Like, I keep it. I mean, there might be something shadow drops, but there's nothing that I'm aware of coming out that I want to play. I played the demo for Unicorn Overlord and decided I'm not going to get that. It's a good game, just not my thing. Yeah, I got no interest in Rise of the Ronin. I'm just looking on the Wikipedia. The Wikipedia article 2024 in video games is a pretty good place to. Oh, Stellar Blade. I guess I'm kind of interested in. I don't know whether it's one of those games that looks like it could be good, but could also be terrible. So I might wait until it comes out and see how it reviews. I don't know. I guess there's nothing else in April that I want to play. I'm looking at May as well. Yeah, there's not really anything in May that I want to play either. And then June has Elden Ring. And the rest of the year is actually quite quiet. I guess I'm just waiting for stuff to be announced at this point. I'm interested too. That was in. What did I just say? Stellar Blade, yes. Yeah, well, I can imagine why you're interested. And to be fair, you know, it is nice to have a game like that every so often. You know, I won't want them all the time, but like I said, it's one of those games that like looks like it could either be like on the level of Nier, or it could be absolute garbage. And honestly, if it turns out to be, I think I'm probably more excited for it if it turns out to be garbage. I don't know, I'm quite excited at the prospect of it coming out and it being terrible. I feel like I would quite enjoy that. So, we shall see. We shall see. Anyway, that's like just a couple of. I've also got some like AI streams planned as well. I might do one. Tempted to do one this Saturday. It depends how much prep I can be bothered to do on the Saturday. Because I didn't do an AI stream at all during February, and I am paying for all the AI stuff, so I do want to do one. Try and justify at least, you know, paying for the subscription for stuff. It honestly just looks like eye candy, the game. That's what I mean. I'm not going to buy it. Well, you can depending on how I feel, you can maybe watch me play it and see whether it's any good or terrible. Like I said, it's the only game in April that's coming out that I've got my eye on currently. So, unless something shadow drops. But I do want to play Princess Peach, and I do want to play the Another Code remake that came out as well. So I might get one of those vouchers that lets you buy 2 games for £84 and get Princess Peach and that. And I want to play RoboCop, and I want to play Nier, and I want to play Kakarot. There's just so much stuff I want to play, and just not enough time to play it all. I want to do more RP in Space Station 13 and stuff, and I want to go back and do some more Roblox. This is the problem. There's so many things I want to do, and it's just not enough time to do it all. And then I don't have the energy to like do long streams. It's a terrible problem to have. We'll find time for it all eventually, I'm sure. And I want to play some Sonic games as well. I haven't played Sonic for ages. I'm getting Sonic Withdrawal. We haven't played a Sonic game since December. I need to play some. I want to play some of the handheld games. And I got my Wii U. I want to play like I got Black Knight and Secret Rings, which I've never played before properly. So I want to play both of them as well. So many things I want to play. Anyway, I'm gonna call it there. So I'm gonna go eat some cheese on toast. But I'll be back on Friday with like I said, with probably Death Stranding, unless I change my mind. I'm fickle like that. So if I see you then, I will see you then. Otherwise, I will see you when I see you. But thanks for watching. Have a good night. Bye bye. That one. That's the button I need to press.